Hey everybody, so do you remember how I did my Splatoon 2 first impressions video and I was like sick? Well, I'm here doing my next first impressions video, which is of Samus Returns, and I'm getting sick again. I don't know if I think it's obvious in my voice. I feel all grumbly. But so that's cool. I love getting sick all the time when I'm trying to do videos. Anyway, hello, here we are. I am going to deliver to you right now the very first feelings that I got while playing Samus Returns. So this is kind of funny because it's really inconsequential completely, but as you might know, I'm one of the few people in the world who likes to play 3DS with the 3D slider turned up. At least a lot of the time. I enjoy the 3D effect. It looks kind of cool. The very first thing I noticed about this game was that the 3D effect is like too deep. Like, I don't know, like it pulls all the way back and all the way front, so it hurts my eyes. It feels unnatural. So I had to play with it like halfway up, or like maybe a little bit more than that, because otherwise it's just like too intense. They just like really wanted to make this look 3D or something. Everything's all stretched hugely into the horizon. I don't know. I thought that was kind of funny. Doesn't really matter though. Playing the game for the first time, the first thing I really noticed, like just right off the bat, the second you move that stick, is that the controls are really snappy and they feel really good. Like, I've watched a good amount of footage of people playing, but it's like, it's really hard to get an idea of how the controls feel until you do it yourself, until you play it yourself. And I played Super Metroid for the first time, I don't know, like maybe a couple years ago, so like I haven't been playing it my whole life. It's somewhat recent, and then a little bit after that I played Fusion, and I don't know, just like coming off of those games, picking this one up, like they've just really improved the movement formula really well, because it just feels so good. She responds to your stick movements really quickly, and like there's no walk animation here. You can't tilt the stick a little tiny bit. It's like you're moving all or nothing, which I usually like the variable movement, but in this case it just makes it feel really good. I don't know, it really just, everything is just very fast to respond to your controls. And then climbing, holy cow. Climbing is amazing. Like, again, I think it was Super that I played more recently than Fusion. And you know that thing where you jump up and just like your ankle is right on the ledge of the thing, and so you can't get up because you can't lift your foot up. Like, this is so awesome. Just like any old ledge you can just grab onto. And then you can shoot off of that. Like, it makes your movement so fluid. I just feel like I'm running around in this world, not just like a little gaming sprite. I feel like I'm really just like kind of making my way all professionally and coolly and blasting dudes all over the place. It just feels really good. Shooting is another thing that it's hard to gauge based on watching people play how good it feels, and like it feels amazing. I mean, like the sound you make and the graphic it makes just feels really good. Feels like you're very powerful. You're blasting these dudes. And the regular like stick plus shooting aiming, stick plus button shooting is like the same as it always was, but free aim mode is incredible. Like, free aim mode changes everything, because I don't know, in the other games there's always that little awkward thing where you're trying to jump around and shoot a guy, but it's moving you, and I don't know, just free aim mode really fills in that little gap really nicely, and makes it so that you can really shoot anything in any direction, and you don't feel limited by the controls anymore. You can run and gun and then just like really quickly switch to free aim just to like clean up the mess, or hit a guy, rather than just like kind of running into him over and over again, which is what I usually did in Super. So that addition is like, I thought it was gonna be great, but like feeling it in action, it's even more great than I thought it would be. It brings so much more to the game than I even expected. Melee counter, same thing. I had to get my hands on it to really know, but it is fun. Like, that adds such a, I don't know, such a cool, like, dynamic thing to the battle. Like, you can still shoot guys like regular, but just being able to whack them, it's kind of visual flair, like cinematic flair, but then also just gameplay-wise, it makes you feel really cool. It makes you feel kind of rewarded for being patient and like learning a guy's timing. And it's way more demanding than I expected. Like, you jump into a guy's like area of movement and just like, he will run at you instantly. Like, you have to be ready. You can't just run around the map willy-nilly. Like, I was really surprised by just how like, like, oh, jump up on here, like, guy coming at you. Like, already you gotta know the timing. It's yeah, just more demanding than I thought it would be. And it is fun, but the fact that it's demanding makes me wonder how it's gonna feel later. Like, you know, most guys, I really can't just sit there shooting at them for very long unless I'm like really far away. They will always come after me, which means I always have to resort to the melee attack, which means the best course of action isn't to come in shooting, it's just to kind of run up to them and wait and do it. And then when you do it with the melee, when you successfully do that, you weaken them so much that you just blast them instantly. And I love how it like auto aims at the guy that you hit, so that you don't have to like aim up at him, you just mash the button and it just completely kills them. So basically I'm just like a tiny bit, not worried, but just definitely, I'm gonna keep an eye on it and just see how it feels later. Like I don't wanna get tired of that. You know, I wanna be able to just run in and shoot a guy rather than just being like, run up to this guy, wait for the counter, run up to that guy, wait for the counter. I could see it potentially being a little bit, getting a little bit old, but I don't know. I'll just have to wait and see. Okay, this is like a small item spoiler, except it's kind of not because you see it in all the trailers and stuff. You get the spider ball, which is cool because I never played Metroid 2, so like I didn't know that the spider ball was in anything before Metroid Prime. And like I saw that it was in, you know, like I try not to look. I watched a good amount of gameplay in like little bits and pieces, but I try not to focus in on one thing too hard. So like I saw people like climbing up walls with the spider ball. What I did not realize until I played it was that you don't need a spider ball track like in Prime. You can just climb up any wall. Like there are like these little goopy parts that you can't climb over, so like that's how it kind of prevents you from just going anywhere. But it's still like, it is really empowering being able to just like, there's a wall, climb up it. Like, I don't know. The other games that I've played, such a huge amount of like the challenge and even just like the gating the player was, what ledge can you get to? You know, like, do you have the item that lets you get to the ledge? Do you have the double jump? Do you have the grapple beam? You know, like all these different things. Can you get up there? But this is just like, oh man, can I get up there? Yes, I can. You just climb up with a spider ball. So like, I don't know, that was really surprising, and it's very, very empowering and very fun, and it's great to see how the level design, you know, is centered around that. Of course, if you had that ability in another game, it would just be OP. You would just climb up everything. So it's cool that it affects like how the game is actually built. So I'm also looking forward to playing with that more. The music in this game is good so far. Watching the trailers and stuff, I was hearing music that was really, really cool, and I was really excited to like get into the game and hear the music. Though what I've heard so far has mostly been kind of atmospheric. Like I haven't really heard any like hummable tunes. So I'm definitely hoping that there are some more songy songs rather than just like the atmosphere thing. I do love the atmospheric music. I love atmospheric music in general. So it is really excellent so far, though I'm hoping it gets a little more, I don't know, a little more robust. The sound design on the whole, though, is amazing. Just like all the sound effects and stuff, it's really, really top-notch. And I am hearing a lot of little sounds from Prime, just like peppered in here and there, and it's giving me the tingles of the nostalgia. I just love it. They, you know, like the specific sound clips that they used in Prime that we haven't heard in a game in like forever. And so whenever I hear one of those, oh, I love it. It puts me into the game so much more. It makes me love it already, just because of the way it sounds. If there's one thing to take away from this first little play session with the game, you know, like, I don't know, I played it for like an hour or two, maybe, somewhere in between there. The biggest takeaway was that I can't wait to keep playing it. And that's always a really, really good sign for a game. When your first impression is, oh my gosh, I can't wait to just keep digging into this and playing it. Like, it's that much fun and it's that satisfying that I'm recording this and I'm just like, my 3DS is over on the table, like burning a hole in the back of my mind. I want to get over to it so bad. Keep playing. But you'll have to stay tuned for the full review if you want to hear completely what I thought about the entire game. I'm going to do it as quickly as I can. I did not get an early copy, so I had to just, you know, buy the game when it came out. And now I have to play it all the way through, and I heard it's not as short as I thought it was going to be based on the playtime of Metroid 2. It sounds like it's pretty robust. I got to play it. Then I got to do the review. I'll go as quickly as I can, but it's looking pretty good. Like, that is my first impression, is that it is looking pretty good. It is a ton of fun. But anyway, thanks for watching and listening to my warbly, getting sick voice. I look forward to my next first Flimpressions, or whatever I called it in the other one, when I'm inevitably sick again, the next time I do a first impressions of a game. Because apparently that's a thing. Apparently that's how it always works. So, you have a good day. You're awesome. I love you. Go eat a hamburger if you like hamburgers. I'll see you later.